Hey guys, what's up? It's Stefan from the Hypermanic Entrepreneur. Today, I just want to show you something that I learned quite recently that I think is pretty interesting and pretty useful when you're setting up your own apps, your own dashboards, and basically how some simple tips, some simple principles can be very effective and have a lot of applications for making your life easier and basically making the dashboard dynamic the way you want it for your specific use cases without having to put in too much effort and with a very no code tool. So basically what you just need is the the Microsoft Business License and basically access to both SharePoint and Power Apps, and then you can set up a pretty dynamic connection between them. So basically, when you just set up your SharePoint lists, for instance, here I have two SharePoint lists, which where one is a dimension table and one is a fact table. And basically, I've just set up so that there are three inputs I'm writing in, and that these are basically registered in when I click new record. So basically, the way it's set up here in this formula is that it first sets a variable. It says var item ID. Basically, it registers uh, the variable or registered the food name or the drink from this roll down menu. And the way it does that is that it's here we have basically connected up to these two SharePoint lists from the data. We connect it up here and we can choose between the available items where when I have written here, okay, I've written the table name and dot the column name. So basically that allows me when I run it to choose between all the ones that are available in that column. So I can pick between them. And then basically this finds this, what this does is that it's from what I've chosen here, the name, it basically identifies what the item ID is. The ID is here because what it essentially does is that it needs to find which item ID it's connected to, because uh, the the item name is not in this table that I'm registering this record in. I'm registering the record in Calories Tracker here, and it doesn't have the item name that is finding here, so it needs to find the item ID from the item name in this table, so it matches. Okay, for when it looks for this item and then it finds the item ID, and then it allows it also to extract all this other information from there. So yeah, that makes it possible to basically just select from the item names and it gets the item ID, and then it matches between the tables from there. And when we have that variable, we basically just put in an if statement. We collect the values so that we create a completely new random ID for the consumption. We set in this one as the new item ID, basically the ID for the food or drink here, and we set the share item um, based on what is inputted here. Here I take it as a percentage. So if I write if I write 1, it's basically 100%. If I write 0.3, it's 30%. So that allows a bit more flexibility in this case. And here I enter the date that we select. So that basically allows me to just choose the date that I want to register it for, and then when I click, for instance, if I click in here, then I can like you can ignore these this more more complex stuff. There are a few caveats here uh, for the date specification because of time zones. So it basically sets it uh, to a United States time zone when I'm in Norway time zone, which is like 8 hours before. So I need to do some more updates there. But at least this logic pretty much works, and I can show you here when I try to, for instance, if I'm going to have a glass of milk. Okay, that is here. Okay, I write in just one, and we can see here uh, that that will come in as a new row when I click new record, and that will show here. So item ID 7. Okay, that is the same as here. It has matched this item name with the item ID, and then it's selects like that. So basically now I can just delete that because that was just for education purposes. Then after that, you can basically, yeah. So now you have basically an interface that you can easily just update this dashboard, and then you can use these lists, these SharePoint lists, to connect up to Power BI, for instance. So what I've done, for instance, is to create a Power BI app that is connected to these SharePoint lists, so that I can easily follow and pay attention to my calories based on these types of inputs. So I think that's pretty cool, at least. I don't know about you, but I found that pretty useful. So yeah, if we get this up and going here, um, so yeah, if we can see here, okay, now we can basically select the latest one here, and yeah, we find what I've registered here, and yeah, it shows me the calories, protein, and stuff correctly matched with. So we don't need to know all the item IDs and or consumption IDs or everything. We can just focus on what the items are called, and we can see immediately how many grams, calories, protein, and so on, and we can adjust based on that how we go about or or meal prep, so to speak. So this one use case, there are a lot of different use cases for this one. It's just this is just to show the concept of what is possible with this kind of setup in Power Apps, that just some simple tables in these SharePoint lists and a simple setup with inputs can have a very powerful potential for making your life or your business more data driven. I think that's really exciting to see how flexible that is, and that once you first understand how to set these up, then there's so much potential here. It's really exciting to see. So yeah, I'll wrap this video up for now. I hope this video has been useful to show you a bit more, give you a bit more of an insider look to what is actually possible in Power Apps and the Microsoft infrastructure, and maybe giving you some ideas for how you can apply these to make your own life and business more data driven. And yeah, be sure to let me know in the comments what you all think. Be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I will see you all tomorrow.